Hello, this is RueshTV. Welcome to the Legion Beta. I am playing a Frost Mage. This is Miss Rush. I never played a human, so I figured I would. And yeah, here it goes. Plus, I heard the female human had like the best casting and all that jazz. So we're just gonna take a look around the class hall. I did a little class hall video on my Fire Mage, but I didn't really take a look at anything in the inside. So I'm just gonna be on max view, and I'm gonna walk around every single part of this castle, this hall, so we can see what's going on here. So desk, spellbook, orbs, floating candles, banners, all glorious mage things. We're going to follow this around. I've never done this before, so I don't know where this is going to take me. I feel like I'm underneath the main zone. An enchanted broomstick kind of can't live without those things. Came out in Burning Crusade in the starting zone for the Blood Elves, so it's great to have them. We have sigils on the wall. We have more banners, more books, more tables, more floating spheres. It's just, I don't know. If I keep saying fantastic, I really mean it. It's fantastic. Arcane protectors at the doors. Of course, this is a lovely place for that. When we come around, we just do glorious things. There's quests available. I'm going to check this one out. What do we have here? Oh, a new title. I will check that out later. But for now, I'm just going to talk about this mage. Before I get too far, we probably need to talk about the talent spec. Since I've written Frost Mage, I think we can stay as the spec. We don't have to look at anything else. If you want fire spec, please click on the link right now to go to my fire spec video. If it's terrible and you can't hear me because my volume sucks, please let me know and I'll remake it. I don't want to, but I will. But we're doing Frost here. Alright, so for the level 15, tier 1, we have a few abilities that we can look at. We have Ray of Frost. For the next 10 seconds, you can channel a beam of icy power at an enemy, slowing its movement by 50% and dealing 25,000 frost damage every 0.9 seconds. Each time Ray of Frost deals damage, its damage is increased by 20%. So the longer that you have it channeled on a target, the more damage that it does. Lonely Water. You can no longer summon your water elemental, but your Frostbolt, Ice Lance, Frozen Orb, and Icicles deal 29% increased damage. And then we have Bone Chilling. Whenever you attempt to chill a target, you gain Bone Chilling, increasing all frost damage you'll deal by 0.5% for 6 seconds, stacking up to 16 times. This may be a PvP setup that I have, but I'm mainly looking at PvE, and it is going to be a toss-up between Ray of Frost and Lonely Winter. Lonely Winter is a passive, whereas Ray of Frost is a skill to use, and while you're channeling this for 10 seconds, I feel that you can get more casts done with Lonely Winter. So I'm going to go with Lonely Winter, and I'm going to apologize to my water elemental, but I can do more damage. The next one down is the Shimmer Cauterized Cold Snap for the level 30 tier 2. And as I said before, the Shimmer replaces Blink and teleports you 20 yards forward unless something is in your way, unaffected by the global cooldown, and castable. It is castable while casting. Cauterize, this is a favorite of mine. Fatal damage instead brings you to 35% health, then burns you for 28% of your health over 6 seconds. This is after a fatal blow, of course. And you also get a speed boost. So Blazing Speed and Cauterize come together. And then you have Cold Snap, which is your ice block. Now it's 2 charges, and also heals you for 3% of your maximum health for every second. I am going with Caught Arrest. Big fan. For your 45, tier 3, mirror images, it creates 3 copies to nearby enemies, deals damage, rate of power, you stand in it, you gain 50% increased spell power while standing in it, or you can have Enchantress Flow, magical energy flows through you while in combat, building up to 20% increased damage, and then diminishing down to 4% damage, cycling every 10 seconds. I got this in WoD, and I'm going to get this now. Enchantress Flow. Alright, level 60 is probably when it starts getting tough, at least for me. I wasn't sure what to get here. With Splitting Ice being a glyph in WoD, your Ice Lance and Icicles now hit a second nearby target for 75% damage. It actually made AoE crazy good and worth doing as a Frost Mage. But also Ice Nova was worth having as well. So it causes a whirl of ice wind around a target, dealing 25,000 frost damage to all enemies and freezing them into place for 2 seconds. Primary enemy damage will take 100% increased damage. And then we have Frozen Touch, which just immediately generates 2 charges of Fingers of Frost. So if you just a clickable instant, gives you that, so you can give you more ice bolts. If I had to pick something for single target, I would go with Ice Nova. If I knew we were going into a AoE fight, just want to burn up the numbers, go with Splitting Ice. But I mean, we're gonna talk main spec here, so we're gonna go with Ice Nova. For the 75 or tier 5, Ice Flows, Ring of Frost, Ice Ward. Icy Flows, Ring of Frost are the same. Ice Ward is new. It gives a 2 charge to Frost Nova. This is a PvP talent in my opinion. I would go with Ice Flows, which means that your spells are castable while moving. So just gives you 2 charges or 3 charges to do this. So you can have up to 3 spells cast while moving. So we're just going to go with that. Next one down, level 90. Tier 6, Frostbomb, Unstable Magic, and Arctic Gale. The Frostbomb places a Frostbomb on the target for 12 seconds. It's limited to 1 target. Your Ice Lance that benefits from Shatter will trigger the release of a wave of freezing ice, dealing 31,000 frost damage to the target and 19,000 frost damage to all the other enemies around. This is also an AoE build. So you would want this and Splitting Ice if you're going up against like an AoE pack. It'd be crazy AoE damage. You'll just see your numbers shoot up crazily. Unstable Magic, Frostbolt has a 20% chance to explode on impact, dealing 50% additional damage to the target and all other enemies within 8 yards. This is also somewhat AoE, but it's a lot of crazy single target damage as well. And then Arctic Gale increases Blizzard's damage by 30% and the area effect by 20%. I just don't see the purpose of that. So if I were to pick one of the 3 for AoE pulls, it's Frostbomb. For single target boss fights, it's going to be Unstable Magic. And then for the level 100 or tier 7, you have your Thermal Void, which means you're casting Ice Lance, extends your icy veins by 2 seconds. Glacial Spike, you conjure a massive ice spike and merges your current icicles into it and impales your target, dealing 168,000 damage plus the damage stored in your icicles, freezing the target in place for 4 seconds. Damage may interrupt freezing. It requires 5 icicles to cast. This is fantastic, but I don't really see that it's viable on boss fights. But in PvP, I feel like this will just destroy an arena. So, I mean, we can take a look at that in arena. I would not mind doing so. But in the sake of PvE, which I do mainly, I'm not sure if Glacial Spike is going to be worth doing it. It has 2.6 second cast time. and it requires 5 icicles to cast. I'm not really sure what the cooldown is, but we'll see how that goes. Also, Thermal Void, that's a passive. It's not, you don't click on it. It's just the cooldown of Icy Vents. Convex Storm calls down a series of 7 icy comments on and around the target, each dealing 21,000 frost damage to all enemies within 4 seconds. This is just the same that it was in WoD. For boss fights, I'm just going to go with Thermal Void. It served me properly and well, and I know what to expect. Honor Talents, this is for PvP, I suppose, would be my guess. I am not going to touch this until I learn more about it. I'm just going to stick with this one for now. So I'm going to just leave that alone, walk around a little bit more of the town hall, and I'm going to walk over to the training dummy in Stormwind. So we'll see how that goes. I'm outside of the training dummies, and I'm kind of going through my skills to see what I have available to use, since I no longer have Frostfire Bolt, which makes me sad. But it looks like I just have Frostbolt, Ice Nova, Ice Lance, and a Frozen Orb to my disposal. Cone of Cold is available, but for a single target, not so much. Advent Bolt comes from my artifact weapon. Ice Barrier I can carry, Ice Block I can use. Ice Flows allows me to move. I'm not seeing anything that will basically allow me to have castables. Brain Freeze, a new thing. Frostfire Bolt has 20% chance to reset the remaining cooldown on Frozen Orb. That's pretty cool. So I guess we can just go from here and see how it goes. I'm just going to set up the Frozen Orb and just start casting, and we'll see how it goes. Set up that and just, that's pretty cool. It takes a little bit out of the ice from before, but I like the reset of the cast time on Frozen Orb. That's pretty sweet. Not mad about it. I wish I had a SCADA or something on here so I can see the damage being done, but it's pretty cool. I have 2 orbs going, 3, now just 2. It's crazy amount of damage I think going out right now. Not mad about it. Alright, so this is Ruesh. This is the Frost Mage guide. Thank you for watching.
This next section is the artifact questline for the Frost Mage. So it will contain spoilers. If you don't want this questline to be spoiled for you, I would suggest stopping now. Otherwise, just keep going. It's at high rate of speed right now for the first part. Once it gets more interesting, it will slow down, and once it gets to the final battle, it'll be very slow. So just enjoy. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.